Hey guys, it's Jen. I am here today to do an ARC review of Riley Sager's new book, With a Vengeance. Instead of me holding this up the whole time, I'm just going to put it on the screen. First, I want to say thank you to Dutton Books, which is a division of Penguin Random House, for giving me access to the electronic ARC, which is advanced reading copy, and it is coming out June 10th. I've read two other Riley Sager books, and I absolutely love them, which is Middle of the Night. That was last year's Riley's release. I also read The Only One Left. I absolutely loved both of them. Only One Left was my first Riley Sager, and it made me want to read more. There are many more backlist titles from him that I really want to read. I do plan on getting to those at some point. So with A Vengeance, it's a little bit different for Riley. Didn't read what inspired him to do this, other than it's really giving an Agatha Christie type vibe. And it even references in the book Strangers on a Train, which is a Hitchcock movie based on a Patricia Highsmith novel from the 1950s. And this one does take place in 1954. So it is a departure for him because it's one that takes place in the past. And he doesn't typically have a book that takes place that far back in the past. The plot is about Anna. She is very upset with 6 individuals who have destroyed her life. I won't get into the details. I'm going to try my best not to do spoilers. I will warn you guys if I feel like it's going to be information that you may not want before you dive into this book. It was a little slower in the beginning, and then it really revved up. By the end, it was very fast-paced. I don't know if that was intended because of like how a train, there's a lot of references to the train and the companies that were building trains at the time. And I don't know if he was doing that as a parallel or not, but it definitely had like a slower pace in the beginning, and then it revved up, and then it was very fast paced at the end. Things I really enjoyed about this novel, I really liked the explanation of why Anna was so upset with these individuals and the plot she hatches for this train ride. They are headed to Chicago. There is a blizzard happening. So there are a lot of atmospheric elements to this book as well that I felt lent into how you felt about the book. I was enjoying it for the most part until I would say like the last quarter of the book. Didn't enjoy it as much towards the end. I almost didn't want to do an ARC review because I don't want to bash the book. I didn't hate it though. I sat on how I felt about this book for a couple days, and I just didn't really like the ending. I'm gonna try and find a way to say it without it being a spoiler, but there were just some things that I feel weren't very believable. And I know we have those elements a lot of times in a lot of books, and you have to suspend your belief. Frida McFadden is definitely one of those, but every time I'm in one of her novels and something unbelievable happens, I think you always end up reading real life stories in the media that her crazy plot lines end up like, well, they're not so crazy. Those things actually happen. But in this, and without me saying it, I don't feel some of the things that happened just could have happened. And I can't say why. I can't say why because it will definitely ruin parts of the book. So those things I just didn't like. And I'm very much someone who, when I get to the ending of a book, it'll make or break it for me. And though I enjoyed a lot of parts of the book, once I got to the end and I didn't like some of those elements, I got very exasperated, and it's just sat poorly with me at the end, is the only way to say it. So unfortunately, it wasn't one of my favorites by him. It was definitely just a 3-star for me. I am used to having a 4-star with him, where I am racing to the end and loving the end, and that just didn't happen with this book. But we all feel differently with books. I'm sure there are going to be some people that read this and that ending won't bother them. I mean, certainly what was bothering me about the end, I feel like does come up in some movies. And again, you suspend your belief, and doesn't necessarily bother you if you're watching some high action movie. A lot of plot twists too, and though I do like when things get very plot twisty, I felt like that added into why it didn't feel believable, is how many times it plot twisted, and it just, again, just felt exasperating for me at the end. I would love, once you guys read it, if you are someone that absolutely loves Riley and you would read any book by him and you're going to read this no matter what opinions you hear, I would love for anyone to give us feedback. You can email so that we are not putting plot spoilers in the comments, and let me know your thoughts or what you felt, or if you disagreed, if you agreed. I would love to hear from anyone who plans on reading it. I think Amanda is definitely still planning on reading this, so I can't wait till she does and lets me know her opinion about the end. I have another friend who plans on reading it. I didn't tell her nearly as much as what I have in this review, and I think she'll get to it before she watches this review, and I can't wait to discuss it with someone in person so that we can talk about some of the things that happened at the end of this book. So I feel like I was able to get through this without revealing too much and not doing any spoilers. I know some people have varying opinions on what a spoiler is, but hopefully none of that made you feel like that spoils the plot. I try to keep it as general as possible, and just so that you know what my thoughts were on this book. I do still plan on reading Riley in the future. It was definitely not the type of situation where it turned me off of his books forever. But for this one, it just wasn't my favorite. I think this book is going to be very popular because Riley is very popular, and I can't wait to see other opinions on this book as well. Thanks so much for watching my ARC review of With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. Look forward to more ARC reviews in the future. We love doing ARC reviews on this channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you know when we have posted more videos and more ARC reviews. Thanks guys for watching, and until next time.